Pakistan reacted very responsibly. As a mature nuclear power, the Pakistani Air Force had 20 Indian aircrafts locked, and we could have dropped 20 planes. But the Pakistani Air Force restrained themselves. The military high command demonstrated their rationality and only targeted those 6 planes that dropped their load on Pakistan. We never were the aggressor. We always acted in self-defense. Dropping those 6 planes was an act of self-defense. Our strikes into India only took place after India fired missile strikes into Pakistani territory. International law and the United Nations the United Nations Charter provides for our right to self-defense. Following our confrontation, our war, the international community played their part. President Trump here in the United States and his team, led by Secretary of State Rubio, played their part. And we've managed to achieve a ceasefire with India. This is a welcome first step. But it doesn't go far enough. Unfortunately, today the world is a less safe place as a result of Indian actions in the early weeks of May. The threshold for full conflict between 2 nuclear-armed powers have come down, not gone up. The new normal that the Modi government wants to impose on the region is this: that if there's a terrorist attack anywhere in Indian-occupied Kashmir, or anywhere in India for that matter, without providing a shred of evidence, India's automatic reaction will be to go to war with Pakistan. So the law of reciprocity means that any terrorist attack in Pakistan, without a shred of evidence, a shred of proof, means we have to go to war with India. There are far more terrorist attacks that take place in Pakistan than take place in India. A war between India and Pakistan is not confined. The consequences of that war is not confined to India and Pakistan. A nuclear conflict has implications for the entire world, which is why it's all the more important for Pakistan to present its case, to urge the international community to continue to play its role, just as it did during the ceasefire, and prevail upon India to abandon its strategy and instead agree to engage in a comprehensive dialogue with Pakistan. We believe that such a dialogue would, of course, include the issue of terrorism. As most of you here today will be aware, Pakistan has a long, long list of complaints against India as far as terrorism is concerned. India is on the record in our communique from Sharm el-Sheikh that India has supported terrorist groups in Balochistan. Kulbhushan Yadav is an Indian officer who's been in Pakistan custody since 2017. He is admitted to Indian involvement, and he is living proof of India's involvement in supporting terrorist proxies within Pakistan. We believe that India and Pakistan should work together to fight terrorism. Any and all complaints India does have, they should share with the Pakistani side. And we should have the confidence that we can share our complaints with the Indian side and they will take appropriate action. It's only together that we'll be able to defeat this menace. They try and make a caricature about Pakistan. They try to present the case to their own people that all Pakistanis are terrorists. Their entire policy reeks of Islamophobia. They expected the international community to stand by and justify their actions when they wouldn't even share with their friends proof behind the terrorist incident that took place. And obviously at the root of all this, and a key component of any comprehensive dialogue with India, will have to be the issue of Kashmir. You can't just ignore the question of Kashmir. The people of Kashmir have a right to self-determination. They have a right to justice as enshrined under international law, UN Security Council resolutions. the longer we allow this wound to fester, the more we continue to ignore the plight of the people of Kashmir, as India increases its repression of the people of Kashmir, they will only provide more cannon fodder for those groups who wish to conduct terrorist acts within their country. And finally, obviously, a key component of any dialogue will have to be the Indus Water Treaty. A new and outrageous phenomenon or precedent that India is trying to set out of this crisis is their attack on the Indus River, their violation of the Indus Water Treaty, their weaponization of water. Just the threat to cut off Pakistan's water is a violation of the UN Charter. How can you claim to be targeting targeting terrorists, when you are cutting off the water supply for 240 million people? This is a dangerous, dangerous precedent which we must not allow to be set. Today, if in the Pakistan-India context this is allowed, then there are lower riparians all across the world. And tomorrow, such a strategy will be used against them. If we want a composite or any form of dialogue to succeed with India, then it's all the more important that they reverse this stance. Because if we are to have a new dialogue, if we are to forge new treaties, then surely the old treaties must be abided by. Otherwise, the new treaties, the new agreements won't be worth the paper that they are written on. Pakistan is the party that seeks dialogue and diplomacy in pursuit of peace.